Hi guys, welcome back to another flow. I'm Julie. I'm going to be your yoga instructor for today. And today we're going to do a 60-minute vinyasa class focused on our peak pose of pigeon pose today. So if you've practiced with me before, welcome back. If you haven't had a chance to practice with me yet, I'm so happy you're here either way. And we're going to go ahead and get started. So coming on to the back body, and we are going to take some time to settle in and to ground in. So dropping all the way back down to the back body. Arms open up into a T, flutter the eyes closed. And to begin, we're going to bring the feet to the outer edges of the mat, knees falling towards each other. Taking a few moments to allow yourself to arrive within the space on your mat, within your practice, letting your mind arrive, letting your heart space arrive, letting your body arrive. And as we come into the fullness of this practice, our peak pose of pigeon, which will be with us with different variations throughout our warm-up, our sun salutations, and our main sequence, as well as we cool down. Pigeon pose will be with us, and this pose is connected to our confidence, our assurance within ourselves. So being able to create shapes and open up through pigeon really allows us to come back to ourselves, come back to our confidence, come back to our core values. So we can look at all these different things in life that are within our day, and we can look at them as life lessons, things that are challenging us to become a better, more authentic, our brighter version of ourselves, and we can really step into that fullness of us on a daily basis. Life is happening for us, not to us. Getting comfortable with the uncomfortable, and again, always coming back to having that assurance, having that confidence within ourselves, within challenging situations, and always looking at things happening for us in life as life lessons to come bring us back into ourselves, our purpose, our life's path. Pigeon pose directly connected to our confidence and our assurance in ourselves. Connecting to your breath, not changing anything about the breath quite yet, but just awareness around it, how it feels flowing throughout your body. The inhales, the exhales, are they deep? Are they shallow? Are they slow? Are they fast? Letting the breath really give us that inside scoop into where we are at right now. Starting to deepen the breath here, inhaling through the nose. Deep exhales out the mouth, let it go. Reaching the bottom of your exhale, rebound, send it back in. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth, let it go. Our breath as this conversation we get to have with the world. We inhale, we take in what we need. We exhale, we release what we no longer need to hold. Ridding our body of waste. From here, keeping the eyes closed. If you like, of course, option to open them. Arms stay out into a T. And from here, we're just going to begin to window wipe the knees side to side, lengthening out through the lower back, the hip space, all those muscles connected to that external rotation of your hip. Working through a lot of different variations of pigeon, hip openers, poses that close off the hip space as well, but still considered hip openers. And that being said, our hips is where we hold a lot of emotions in the body. So if it ever gets too expansive, there's going to be lots of options throughout to spice it up a notch, to take it down a notch. But option at any time to come into a narrow child's pose. Or just come onto the back body as we are now. Listen to your body. This is just a foundation of different poses you may want to work into. But ultimately the practice is yours. And the gift is showing up here to move your body, to connect to your body, your breath, yourself, and learn a little bit more about yourself today than you did yesterday. So take what you need from this practice and leave what you don't. From here, coming back through center, feet flat, knees bent. We're just going to gently take one extra cycle of breath here to flutter open the eyes. Inhale through the nose. And exhale out the mouth. Let it go. We flutter open those eyes. Extending the right leg up towards the ceiling, flexing through the right foot, pulling those toes back towards you, staying active through the entire movement here. An option to interlace fingertips underneath the right hamstring, around the calf, or around the ankle, depending on what feels best for you. Getting a decent stretch here through the hamstring. Option to take as much of a bend in the knees here. I know it is still very early on in this practice, so we might not be ready for the fullness of this shape yet. So take whatever you need. Take your time. Let it feel good for you. Extra cycle of breath here as we start to warm up into some movement. On the bottom of your next exhale, right ankle coming to left knee. We reopen those arms out into a T. Option to stay here or take a window wipe in this pigeon four-figure stance side to side. We can come as deep as to bring the foot to one side and then the knee all the way over to the opposite side, or we can just come into little rock side to side. We can find stillness, so find what you need here. Inhaling and exhaling. One more cycle of breath. At the bottom of your next exhale, we rock it back through center, spin that left foot flat. Option to stay right here with the foot flat, or take the interlace underneath the left hamstring, pulling that left knee further into chest. Again, we're still early on, so this might be available, it might not. There's no right or wrong answers. The only thing you need to do here is listen to your body and trust that it is guiding you into what you need when you tune in. Trust that your body often knows more than our minds. Inhale here. Exhale. I always like to find a little rock side to side here, but option to find stillness, of course, as well. From here, arms open back out into a T. We're going to keep the knee, if we do in fact have the knee into chest, still in, using the strength of your core, so making it more of an active stretch here. Again, you could be right here with the foot flat as well. If you're here, take an inhale, exhale, a little extra fire up through the core. We're going to kick that left leg out, left heel to a hover, right knee still at the right ankle still at the left knee. Inhale, kick out. Exhale, pull the knee into chest. We're going to take that 4 more times. Inhale, kick out. Exhale, pulling in through center. Biggest priority here is keeping that lower back flush to the mat by pulling belly button into the spine. Even if that means we don't kick the leg all the way out towards a hover, even if it's a little bit higher, or even if we stay right here. Inhale, kick out. Let's go for 2 or 3 more. Exhale, pull in. Inhale, kick out. Lots of fire up through the core, the hip flexors, pull in. Inhale, kick out. Exhale, pull in. We drop the left foot down. Whoo, swap it out opposite side. Right foot spins flat, left ankle, right knee. Again, arms are still out into a T. Option to stay right here the entire time, or find a window wipe as deep or as shallow as you need, as you'd like. Really firing up that pigeon pose pretty quickly here. You're doing wonderful. Coming back through center. Option to stay here or pull that right knee in towards the chest. And then taking the interlace underneath that right quad, pulling that right knee around the right hamstring rather, pulling that right knee further into chest. Again, I personally like to find a little movement here when I can, but option to find stillness. Inhaling, exhaling. One more cycle of breath here. Inhale, fill up. Exhale, let it go. An option to just bring that right foot flat, right back down if you've joined me, or if you're still here, wonderful. Option to reopen those arms out into a T. And use the strength of your core to pull, keep that right knee into chest, making this more of an active versus a passive stretch. Inhale here, exhale. Option to stay here, or inhale, kick out. Exhale, pull right back in. Let's go for 4 more. Again, the biggest priority of keeping that lower back flush to the mat. If you're having a hard time doing that, option to not bring the ankle, the heel all the way to a hover, but bring it higher, or option to just stay right here. This is a great place to be wherever you land. Inhale, kick out. Exhale, pull back in. Inhale, kick out. Exhale, knee pulls in. Let's go for 1 more. I lost count, I'm gonna be honest. So 4 or 5 here. Inhale, kick out. Exhale, we pull back in. From here, right foot spins flat. We extend the left leg out long, pulling the left toes back towards you. Option to stay here or interlace fingertips underneath the hamstring, the calf, or the ankle. Option to take as much of a bend in the knees here as you need, coming out the way we came in. Inhaling. Exhaling, feeling that length all the way from the Achilles to the glute, and really emphasizing that stretch all the way through the back of the heel with the toes staying active, pulling back towards you, flexing through the foot. Right foot still is flat. Inhaling here. Last cycle of breath. Let it go. Beautiful job. Starting to dip into our warm-up a bit more here by 2 options. Hugging the knees in, grabbing underneath the quads, around the hamstrings here, and taking some spinal rolls up and down the spine, eventually coming into seated, and then to all fours, or option 2, come all the way to the side, resting the head on the bicep, side of the head on the bicep, coming up into a seat, and then moving your way to all fours. So moving up to tabletop in whatever way feels good for you. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips, taking a few cycles of cat-cow. Inhaling here, belly drops, tailbone reaches high, gaze can shift high, or just stay right neutral, right in line. As we exhale, press through the shoulders, round out through the spine, tailbone reaches down, shin tucks into chest. Inhale here, arch the spine. Exhale, we round out. Inhale here, chest lifts, we arch the spine. And exhale, we round out. Coming back through center. Next, inhale, we kick the right leg back, option to stay here, or exhale, we extend the left arm out long. Inhale here, option to stay here, or as we exhale, left elbow, right knee, we crunch it in. Inhale, kick out, we extend. Exhale, knee to nose, crunch it in. Inhale, kick out, we extend. Exhale, knee to nose, we crunch it in. Inhale, we extend, and wherever you've landed, whether that be just the leg extended, holding here, just the arm extended, or the knee to elbows, either way, left palm restacks underneath the left shoulder. We're staying flexed through the right foot. The hips stay squared off to the mat. And then we're going to kickstand that right foot all the way out to the side. Swing it open, landing on the inner edge of the right foot. Right toe still staying flexed. Option to stay here, or sinking the hips all the way back down towards the left heel, either way. Finding a really nice stretch through this inner thigh adductor space. Inhale here. Exhale. One more cycle of breath. Inhaling, filling up. Exhale, letting go. And if your breath timing is different than mine, that is more than okay. Honor your own breath timing and pace, and that's okay if you're not with me. Coming back through center, shoulders stack over wrist. We're pressing out through the wrist, protracting those shoulders off to the sides. Belly button pulled into the spine. From here, we swing that right leg back, hip, knee, ankle in line. We're gonna point through the right toe. Untuck the left toe, and we're going to tuck that right knee right behind the left knee. Sink it back in the hips. Left knee can lift from the mat. Hips pulling back down towards the right heel. So this fusion between our half cow face and a child's pose. Getting that closed off hip pose. Inhale here. Exhale. At the bottom of your next exhale, we're going to come back through center, shoot forward, unravel, knees stack underneath the hips, tuck under the toes once again. We're just going to get a little shift side to side. And again, opening up through all of those muscles connected to that external rotation of the hip. Coming back through center, a couple cycles of our cat-cow. Inhaling here, chest lifts, we arch the spine. And exhale, press up through the shoulders, we round out. Inhale here, chest lifts, we arch. Exhale, we round out. One more here. Inhale, chest lifts, we arch the spine. And exhale, press through the shoulders, round out through the spine. Come back flat, neutral spine, opposite side we go. So option to stay right here in this first shape, or in fact, just tabletop, press it back to a child's pose at any time. Listen to you. Inhale, kick that left leg back, flex through the foot, hips squared off to the mat, right toe stay tucked. Option to stay here, or extend that right arm out long. Option to stay right here in this hold, or right elbow, left knee, we crunch it in, exhale. Inhale, we extend. Exhale, knee to elbow, crunch it in, cross body. Inhale, we extend. Option, knee to elbow, we crunch it in. Inhale, we extend. Whoo, find your balance. Exhale, right palm plant. Option to just come right into a child's pose from here or back to your tabletop, or keep the left foot flexed. We're going to swing that left foot out to the sides, landing on the inner edge of the foot. Option to stay right here, or sink the hips back down towards the right heel. Getting this opening through the left inner thigh adductor line. Inhaling. Exhaling. One more breath here, just like so. Inhale, filling up. Exhale, letting go. From here, coming back through center. From here, we're going to kick that left leg back, hip, knee, ankle in line once again. Point through the left toe this time. Untuck the right toe. Tuck that left knee behind the right. Sink it back in the hips. Right knee lifts. This half cow face, child's pose situation we have going on here. So nice big opening through that right. Goodness sakes, rights and lefts today. Big opening through our right glute space here. Inhaling. Exhaling. One more breath here, just like so. Inhale, filling up. Exhale, let it go. From here, unraveling, coming back through center. Wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. We're going to keep those toes tucked, spread through the fingers, grounding down through the palms. Fly those hips high for our first downward facing dog of practice. Option to take as much of a bend in the knees here as you need. Again, we're still pretty early on here, so we may need that, and then the length may come with time or it may not. It's okay either way. Let the head hang nice and heavy, maybe taking some shakes, some nods of the head. Shoulders firm on the back body. Belly button pulling into the spine. Inner thighs rolling back. Tailbone reaching high. Knitting the rib cage in. Biceps rotate in. Inhale here. Exhale, finding some pedals, some gentle movement side to side. Maybe a little shake of the nod of the head, yes, no. Maybe a little shift of the hips side to side. Find what you need here for movement, leave what you don't. Eventually coming to find stillness. Inhale, filling up. Exhale, let it go. A little extra movement in our warm-up and we dive into our sun salutation A's. Next, inhale, we're going to snake the spine over bone by bone, vertebra by vertebra to your high plank. And as we exhale, press it back, snake the spine, leading with the tailbone back to your downward facing dog. Option to just stay in down dog as well or come to a child's at any time. We're going to go for 2 more. Inhale, snake the spine, bone by bone, high plank. Exhale, press it back, downward facing dog. Let's go for 1 more. Inhale, snake the spine, high plank. Exhale, press it back, downward facing dog. Sun salutations, we have 4 rounds, adding on to each round as we go. Inhale, shifting the gaze towards the front of the mat. Exhale, bend the knees, step, jump, walk those feet all the way towards your fingertips, taking as much of a bend in the knees to get there as you need. As we inhale, lengthen, halfway lift, we're creating space for the body. Tailbone reaches back, back flat, fingertips can drop to the floor, a block, the feet, the shins. Inhale here. Exhale, let it go. Let's go for 1 more here, just like that. Inhale, filling up. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, arms rise all the way up through standing. Exhale, hands through heart center. Grounding down through all 4 corners of the left foot. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, grabbing a hold of the right wrist with the left hand, reaching up and out of the waist. And exhale, reach it over towards the left side, creating length through our right side body. And really reaching up and out towards the left side versus just dumping all the weight into the left hip. Inhale here. Exhale, come back through center. Unraveling, swan dive forward, forward fold as we circle those arms up, over, and around. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, place the palms down, step or hop back to your high plank. Option to take your vinyasa, press it straight back from a high plank to a down dog, or option to transition through a child's pose. Take a moment, shoot back through center table, and then down dog. If you're with me through your vinyasa, as we inhale, coming to a hover, shoot it up through center, upward facing dog, pressing up and out of the wrist, toes will come untucked, but pressing up through the tops of the feet, thighs lift. And then as we exhale, toes tuck down again, downward facing dog. Vinyasa, a big transition to work up and through. So again, it's totally fine if that is not in your practice, or maybe just not in your practice today. 3 more rounds of Sun Sal A. Inhale, shift the gaze towards the front of the mat. Exhale, bend the knees, step, jump, hop, all the way up through towards those fingertips at the front of your mat. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, let it go, forward fold. Let's go for 1 more. Inhale, halfway lift and lengthen. Exhale, let it go, forward fold. Inhale, arms rise all the way up through standing. And exhale, hands through heart center. Inhale, arms rise, grounding down through all 4 corners of the right foot. We grab a hold of the left wrist with the right hand, reaching up and out of the waist and over towards the right side, getting some length through that left side body. Inhale here. Exhale guides us back through center. We scoop those shoulders open and down, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, let it go, forward fold, ground down to the palms, step or hop back to your high plank. This time we hold for an extra cycle of breath. Inhaling here. Exhale, let it go. Again, option to just press straight back from your high plank to your down dog, or moving through your vinyasa, elbows graze the rib cage, moving to a hover. Inhale, swoop it up, upward facing dog. Tuck the toes, fly it back, downward facing dog. Take a breath here. Inhale, filling up. Exhale, let it go. 2 more rounds of Sun A. You're doing amazing. And then we get into our main sequence. Inhale, shift the gaze towards the front of the mat. Exhale, bend the knees, step, jump, hop up to those fingertips. 2 rounds here. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, let it go, forward fold. Adding on a little bit to the mix here as we inhale, arms rise all the way up through standing. Exhale, hands through heart center. Inhale, arms rise. As we exhale, grabbing a hold of the right wrist with the left hand, taking a nice bend through the left knee, taking a big step up to the side, landing on the knife edge, outer edge of that right foot, reaching up and out of the waist and over towards our left side. So this extended standing half moon. Inhale here. Exhale. 1 more breath. Inhale, filling up. Exhale, let it go. We unravel. Hands come through heart center. We're going to pull that right knee into chest. Inhale here. Exhale, left fingertips drop. We kick that right leg back. Hips open. Right shoulder and hip stack on top of left. Half moon. Inhale here. Exhale. Windmill that arm down and around. We're going to square the hips to the mat to begin. Point through the right toe. Kick that heel even higher. Activating that right glute standing split. Inhaling. Exhaling. From here, next, inhale, right knee pulls into chest, hands through heart center. Option to stay here, or exhale, right knee, right ankle, left knee, there we are. Coming into our standing pigeon, standing four figure, hands still through heart center, taking a nice bend through the right knee, so we're sinking back in the hips, chest can hinge forward a bit, tailbone hinging back, left knee stacks over left ankle. Inhale here, exhale, we unravel, kick that right leg back, hips square to the mat, hands still through heart center. We land in warrior three, taking a little bend in that left knee to protect that through that joint space. We never want to be locking out through any given joint space. Inhale here, exhale, we take a step back, nice and slow and controlled on the ball of the right foot. Upper body reaches high, high crescent lunge. Inhale, exhale, as we cactus out the arms, we bring that right knee all the way down to the mat, low lunge. Exhale, come on down, framing the left foot, lifting the right leg, step it back to your high plank in your vinyasa option. Elbows hug the rib cage. Option to come through upward facing dog. Tuck the toes, fly it back, downward facing dog. Take a breath here. Again, lots of different variations we can go through for our vinyasa. High plank to down dog, our up dog, or drop it all the way down to the front body. High or baby cobra, or elbows stack underneath the shoulders for our Sphinx. So lots of options here. Take what you need, leave what you don't, play around with it. And we have one more variation of Sun A. Inhale, shift the gaze towards the front of the mat. Exhale, bend the knees, step, jump, hop, up to those fingertips. Inhale, we lengthen, halfway lift, 2 rounds here. Exhale, let it go, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms rise all the way up through standing. And exhale, hands through heart center. Grounding down through all 4 corners of the right foot. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, grabbing hold of the left wrist with the right hand, taking a decent bend through the right knee. Take a big step over to the right side, landing on the knife edge of that left foot. Reaching up and out of the waist and over to the right. Extended standing half moon. Inhale here. Exhale. One more breath here fills us up. Let it go. Coming back through center, hands come through heart center. Left knee pulls into chest. Inhale here. As we exhale, right fingertips drop. We kick that left leg back, left hip and shoulder stack on top of right. Left fingertips reach high. Half moon. Inhale here. Exhale, find your balance. Inhale. Exhale. From here, left fingertips drop, pointing through the left toe. We square the hips off to the mat, kick that left heel even higher, standing split. Inhale here. As we exhale, pull the left knee into chest, hands through heart center. Inhale, filling up. Exhale, we kick that left leg back, flex the foot, square the hips to the mat once again. Chest parallel to the mat. Warrior three variation with the hands through heart center, keeping a little bend through that right knee. Inhale here, belly button pulling into the spine. Option to airplane arms by the sides if that lower back is feeling achy. Exhale, we take a nice, slow, controlled step back to the ball of the left foot. Reaching upper body high, high crescent lunge. Inhale here. As we exhale, get a lift to the chest. We cactus those arms out to the side. Drop it down to the right knee. Front knee, right knee. Stay stacked over front ankle. Down on the left knee. Inhale here. As we exhale, we circle those arms around. Frame the right foot. Lift up to the left leg. Step it back through your high plank. I'm just moving up on my mat slightly. In your variation of your vinyasa up dog, baby cobra, sphinx, high plank, straight to that down dog. Inhale here, exhale. And we dive in to our main sequence of today. One more breath. We're going to go through one round on the right side, one full round on the left, and then we start to wind things down. One more breath here though in the meantime. Inhale, fill up. Exhale, let it go. From here, inhale, we sweep the right leg high. Exhale, bend the knee, open up through the hip. Option to stay here with the right heel pulling in towards the right glute, the right knee pulling up towards the ceiling, or to find a few hip circles here. A few moving one way, and a few moving back the other way. On your next inhale, we square the hips, point the toe. Exhale, knee to nose, we crunch it in. Inhale, kick back. Exhale, knee to nose, crunch it in. Inhale, kick back. Exhale, knee to nose, crunch it in. Coming to swivel on the outer edge of that left foot, stacking right foot on top of left. Reaching right fingertips high. We have our side plank option to drop the left knee down and stay on the inner edge of that right foot. Find your balance. I clearly don't have a ton today. So find what you need here for side plank. Inhaling, exhaling. Inhale, coming back through center. Right palm plant, swiveling to the balls of both feet. Inhale here. As we exhale, right knee to nose, we crunch it in, stepping that right foot through, dropping down to the left knee, left toe stay stacked, or left toe stay tucked. Inhale here, low lunge. As we exhale, grounding down through both feet, grounding down through the left knee, powering up and through, we come into that high crescent lunge. So left leg straightens, right knee stays stacked over right ankle, upper body reaches high, relax the shoulders. Inhale here. Exhale, we swivel open, warrior two. Right toes, or back toes pointing towards the left line of the mat. Just about a 45-degree angle. Relax the shoulders, this gentle external rotation through the hips and the shoulder space. Front knee stays stacked over front ankle. Inhale here. Exhale, we reverse our warrior. Slide the left arm down the left leg. Reaching right fingertips towards the back of your mat. Option to take the bind and wrap the left arm around the low back, maybe even getting to the inner or outer hip crease on the right side. Inhale here. As we exhale, we unravel. We swivel to the ball of the left foot. Upper body reaches high, palms facing each other, biceps by the ears, high crescent lunge. And as we exhale, hands come through heart center. We power up and through the ball of the left foot to power in to our warrior three. Little micro bend through the right knee. Hips square to the mat. Inhale here. As we exhale, right fingertips drop. We kick open, half moon. Left hip and shoulder stack over right. Flexing through the left toes. Left fingertips reach high. Inhale here. Exhale back to warrior three. Hips square off once again to the mat. Hands come through heart center. And exhale, left knee into chest. We crunch it in. Inhale here. As we exhale, left ankle, right knee, take a bend through the right knee, hand still through heart center. Our standing four figure, standing pigeon, nice big stretch through our left glute space. Inhaling and exhaling. Inhale, left knee into chest. As we exhale, fingertips drop. We kick that left heel high, standing split. Inhale. Exhale, we frame the right foot, stab it back on the ball of the left foot, runner's lunge. Exhale, kick it back. high plank, little flow here. Inhale, press it back, downward facing dog. Exhale, high plank, 2 more. Inhale, press it back, downward facing. Exhale, high plank, 1 more. Inhale, press it back, downward facing. Exhale, high plank. Inhale, press it back, downward facing. Exhale, let it go, settle in. Opposite side we go. And then we cool things down. As we take our next inhale, sweep the left leg high. Exhale, bend the knee, open up through the hip. Left heel pulling in towards left glute, left knee pulling up towards the ceiling. Option to stay here or take a few hip circles. Move in one way, back the other way. On your next inhale, we square the hips, point the toe. Inhale, knee to nose, crunch it in. Exhale, kick it back. Inhale, knee to nose, crunch it in. Exhale, kick back. 1 more. Inhale, knee to nose, crunch it in. Exhale, kick it back. Inhale, knee to nose, crunch it in. Exhale, we swivel to the outer edge of the right foot, stacking left foot on top of right, left fingertips reach high. Again, option to drop the right knee down, planting the left foot. So take what you need, leave what you don't for side plank. Here for a breath. Inhale. Exhale, coming back through center, both palms plant, spinning to the balls of both feet. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, left knee to nose, we crunch it in. Step that left foot through. Drop it down to the right knee. Reaching upper body high, low lunge. Inhale here. As we exhale, grounding down through both feet, the right knee, powering up through the ball of the right foot. Exhale, straighten out through the right leg. Find your balance, friends. You're doing amazing. High crescent lunge. Inhale here, 1 breath. Exhale. We spin open. Right toes, 45-degree angle to the right edge of the mat. Front knee stays stacked to our front ankle. That gentle external rotation through the hips and the shoulders. Shifting the gaze towards that left middle finger and beyond. Inhale here. Exhale, slide the right arm down the right leg, or option to take the bind by bringing right fingertips to the inner or outer edge of the hip crease on that left side. So take what you need, leave what you don't. Inhale here. Exhale, we unravel, we sweep those arms up and through, spin to the ball of the right foot, once again, high crescent. And as we exhale, hands through heart center, power off the ball of the right foot. Warrior 3, we land in. Once again, an option here to take 1 big swoop forward to land in Warrior 3, or option to take little bounces as we hinge forward to gain that balance. Hips square, flex to the right foot. Inhale here. As we exhale, left fingertips drop, right fingertips open, standing half moon. Inhale here, or just half moon rather. Right hip, right shoulder, stack on top of left, flex through the right toes. Inhale here. Exhale, unravel. Both fingertips plant. We kick through the right heel, standing split, we land. Inhale. Exhale. From here, hands through heart center, hinge high. Warrior 3, once again, flex to the right foot. Inhale. Exhale, upper body hinges high, right knee pulls into the chest. Exhale, right ankle, left knee, take a bend through the left knee. Hinging the tailbone back, upper body can hinge forward a bit to really invite some extra length through the right glute space. Inhale here. Exhale, knee to chest, we unravel. And as we exhale, nice big step down, we frame the left foot, take a step back on the ball of the right foot, runner's lunge. As we exhale, step it back, high plank, little flow here. Inhale, press back, downward facing. Exhale, shoot forward, high plank. Inhale, press it back, downward facing. Exhale, high plank. One more. Inhale, press it back, downward facing. Exhale, high plank. And your vinyasa of choice. Up dog, baby cobra, sphinx, high cobra, high plank to down dog. Either way, when we meet next, back in your downward facing dog. We take a final breath here. Inhaling, filling up. Exhale, let it go. From here, coming down to the knees. Ankles cross over each other. Sink it all the way back in the hips. Whew, and we are going to make our way down to the back body and come out in a similar way we came into this practice. So arms extend towards the front of your mat, palms facing each other, feet grounded. We slowly lower all the way down to your mat. Arms open into a T, palms facing up. We window wipe side to side. Whew, feels so good. You guys did awesome. That got a little bit spicier than I even anticipated. So very much so well-rounded, full body vinyasa. Again, with that peak of our pigeon pose. Coming back through center, we're just gonna hug the knees into chest. Inhale, exhale, knees drop over to left, head shifts over to right. Option to close off the eyes. If shifting the gaze all the way over the right shoulder doesn't feel good for you, just feel free to shift them high up towards the ceiling. Again, as always, taking any modification you need here. Taking any variation you need to challenge yourself a bit more and listening to your body. Coming back into you. And the goal really of this practice is just that, to learn a little bit more about yourself every single time you get to step onto your mat. Inhale, coming back through center. Exhale guides us over to the right, head shifts over towards left. And our pigeon pose as this pose that is so deeply connected to our confidence, our assurance, our core values in ourselves, and allowing ourselves to come back into what's really important to us. What's our vision for our life when things get challenging, and being able to reground and recenter and look at something that is challenging in our life, whether that be a pose we are having trouble with or anything in life that may present a challenge. Allowing ourselves to look at that as a lesson, and knowing that things are always happening for us, not to us, to allow us to really start to get comfortable with the uncomfortable. And pigeon pose as this segue into that experience we got to cultivate today. Coming back through center. From here, we're gonna grab the outer edges of the feet, kick it open, happy baby, knees pull back towards you, flex the feet. Option to find stillness or a little sway side to side, tailbone rooting down. Lower back flush to the mat by pulling the belly button in towards the spine. Option to stay here or get a little straighten and bend as we move side to side. Option to just straighten both legs. Option to hug those knees in wide, hip distance apart if happy baby isn't something that feels good for you right now. Inhaling and exhaling, and as many pigeons as we came into today, from standing to lying to everything in between. We had a pose that was opening up through the glutes and the outer edge of the hips, but very much a closed off hip opener. So now we are doing the opposite of that and inviting a nice opening through the hips as a counter pose. Couple more cycles of breath here before we settle into Some delicious, delicious stillness in Shavasana. And on your next exhale, we go there. 3 different options of Shavasana I like to play with. Feet to the outer edges of the mat and the knees fall together as we started this practice. Really good if you have any achiness in the lower back here. Option to bring the soles of the feet together, knees wide. Or option to extend those legs all the way out long. So find whatever variation of Shavasana feels good for you. Either way, we're going to extend those arms by the sides, palms facing up, closing off the eyes. A nice big roll down of the shoulders, a lift to the chin to create space for the front of the neck, throat, and space between the shoulders and the head. One big breath here to ground in. Inhale, filling up. Exhale, let it go. Deeply connecting back to your inhales through the nose and your exhales through the nose. Option to engage Ujjayi breath here, which is just that slow oceanic type breathing where we move the exhale down the back of the throat. It should almost feel like you're trying to fog up a mirror with your exhale. So inhale, it's going to sound a little something like this. Exhale. So take it or leave it if that is something that's in your practice of not just deep inhales and exhales through the nose. From here, relaxing the crown of your head, letting your eyeballs grow really nice and heavy in their sockets, relaxing the hinge of the jaw, the space between your eyebrows, your third eye, relax. Relaxing all the way through your neck, your collarbones, your shoulders, release and soften. All your joint space start to soften and get really nice and heavy from your elbows, your wrists, all the way through the tips of your fingers, letting your fingers just naturally curling towards your palms, relaxing your hip space. And if we feel any tension in this space, send your breath to our hip space. We did a lot of mental and physical and emotional work here. So give your hips some love with your breath if you need. Or any area in the body that you're feeling extra tension, send your breath there. Relaxing the knees, relaxing the ankles, letting your feet gently externally rotate out to the side, relaxing all the way through the tips of your toes. Settle into your stillness of Shavasana, knowing that this shape is just as, if not more important than the physical asana practice. Shavasana as this transition point between practice and life off the mat. And really giving yourself the opportunity to learn a little bit more about you in the in-betweens, and learning to relish and enjoy the in-betweens within your practice, on your mat, and off. Settling in to several cycles of breath in your own timing and pace. The time is yours. few more cycles of breath here before we move and start to seal our practice. Last 3 cycles of breath, taking the deepest breaths maybe you've taken all day, re-energizing the body with these breaths, coming back into the body if we've drifted away. Inhale, filling up through the nose. Exhale out the mouth, let it go. Inhale, filling up. Exhale, let it go. One more breath here. Inhale, fill up. Exhale out the mouth, let it go. This breath as not only our conversation with the world, but the conversation we get to have with ourselves. So anytime in Shavasana you felt yourself drifting away in thought, in a thought loop, in a to-do list, it's totally human and totally normal, and we shouldn't judge ourselves for that happening. But the gift and the invitation is to always bring ourselves back into breath and that connection to our breath. When that starts to happen in practice in our life, our breath can control everything, our nervous system, our hormone regulation, the way we view the world, our confidence, our posture, our physical tension we're holding in the body that can be released with a few deep breaths. Breath is a gift. Breath is life. Let's start to move out of our Shavasana and into our final seated position here. So as you're ready, start to wiggle wrists, wiggle ankles, fingertips, toes. Slowly hugging the knees into chest, forehead to knee, chin to chest. An option to roll up the spine or roll onto the side. And as you're ready, meeting me in a comfortable seated position to seal our practice and to invite one final breath in together. You can keep the eyes open, you can flutter them shut. Nice big inhale, arms rise, fill up. Exhale, hands through heart center. I honor you so much for being here with me today for our full body, hour-long Vinyasa practice with a peak pose of pigeon. I can't wait to flow with you again so soon. Namaste, friends. Namaste.